Kingdom Rush has 2 barracks Holy Knight and also Barbarian Hall. Kingdom Rush Frontiers has 2 barracks Assassins Guild and barracks Knight Templar. Kingdom Rush Origins has 2 barracks Bladesinger Hall and barracks Forest Keepers. Kingdom Rush Vengeance has 4 Orc Champion barracks, Dark Knight barracks, barracks Grim Cemetery, and barrack Elite Harassers. Then, where are the best barracks located? Among all the barracks in all versions of Kingdom Rush is Kingdom Rush Frontiers, Kingdom Rush Origins, Kingdom Rush Vengeance.
Top number 9, Grim Cemetery. A dangerous graveyard full of brain-hungry zombies. Enemies unfortunate enough to die near these graves will lose their rest and be forced to rise as mindless zombies, roaming around and attacking enemies until they rot or disintegrate. Grim Cemetery can accommodate up to 5 zombies at once. Grim Cemetery is a zombie that lives in graveyards. Grim has several unique passives, such as emitting a cold grip from the ground which makes the enemy experience a slow effect. Apart from that, Grim Cemetery can explode poison, which makes enemies around him get a magic effect slowly for up to 3 seconds. Then Grim can evolve to become larger and contain undead supplements. Apart from that, Grim Cemetery cannot be controlled. It will automatically come out of the ground around the grave area, but Grim has a lot of troops unlike other barracks. Top number 9, Orc Champion. Although these battle-hungry orcs lack skill, they make up for it with brutality. Fighting in groups of 3, these capable warriors are the core of the Vesnan army. Level 4, skilled orcs who thirst for battle. Warriors who are ready to fight and never stop fighting. Regarding skills and passives, orcs have a passive Bloodlust which makes them increase their damage by up to 80%. Orcs can also promote one of their members to be their leader, an orc leader power where armor damage and blood have an advantage over before. Orcs also have a regeneration of 5 to 10 HP per second during battle.
Wanna make a deal? Toasty!
Too slow. Bow and blade. Ours is your sky will turn dark.
The clock ticks life away.
This might sting! Too slow. Bow and blade.
Top number 8, Barbarian Hall, or simply Barbarian Hall, is a level 4 melee tower. This tower trains mighty barbarians, ruthless hunters who cut down their enemies with axes, and more axes. They are able to throw these heavy weapons, and also use webs that slow down flying enemies. These barbarians will tear your enemies to shreds. Many are frightened by their bloodthirsty and war-thirsty attitude, but luckily they are on your side, for now.
Time for blood.
Passive and barbarian skills. Barbarians can throw their axes at air enemies and ground enemies. Passive and barbarian skills. Barbarians can throw their axes at air enemies and ground enemies.
Let's burn.
Barbarians can throw axes at enemies around them.
Freedom!
Barbarian uses both axes for battle, which increases damage.
Time for blood.
But the barbarian damage is very difficult to deal with high armor. Top number
river.
7 Elite Harassers.
Too slow.
Twilight Elf Warrior Duo. Whether using bows or swords, the results would be the same, as they tore their enemies apart in the blink of an eye. They have a 30% chance to dodge melee attacks. The Harasser's active skill is still very difficult to injure ghosts.
Bow and blade. Death is but the beginning.
Harasser's unique skill is very suitable for fighting enemies with low armor or flying enemies.
Our rage is eternal. I love the smell of rot. Not today. Swift as a coursing river. Too slow. Hear the whispers of the dead. Bow and blade. Swift as a coursing river.
Even when the Harasser goes
Too
berserk
slow.
when the Harasser resurrects, the attack still doesn't use extra damage or true damage.
Bow and blade.
This might sting!
Swift as a coursing river.
Once again, Elite Harassers have a very difficult time fighting enemies who have high armor and high HP. Basically, Harasser skills and attacks do not have extra damage, such as true damage or magic damage, making the enemies very difficult to conquer.
Hear the whispers of the dead. Join my army of ours is your last breath.
Top number 6. The Assassins are relatively fragile compared to their counterparts, the Templars, who only have 200 base HP and no armor. They rely on a 40% dodge chance, which can be increased through their counterattack ability, to survive. When fully upgraded, they are very capable of stalling enemies with their evasive abilities, and can take on even the toughest of foes, with little chance of an instant kill with their stealth attack. Pickpocketing skills also allow them to generate additional income. Assassins become invisible when stationary, meaning long-range enemies cannot target them unless they are engaged in combat. The weakness of Assassins is quite simple. Assassins cannot withstand attacks with area damage such as Brutal Saurian brute attacks. But he can hide in the shadows if there are enemies who use bows or long-range magic. Even though Assassins basically rely on counterattacks. But Assassins have unique skills to instantly finish matches even against monsters with the highest armor. Top number 5 Knight Templar. Similar to Paladins, Templars are more durable advanced units in their game. Although they do not have self-healing abilities and do not have as high armor as Paladins, they have more health and damage, and they can gain the ability to resurrect themselves. Compared to Assassins, Templars are able to take more damage, but deal less, and cannot dodge attacks.
For life eternal! Rise a knight!
There are many paths to redemption. I will vanquish evil.
Knight Templar special improvements. Knight Templar's unique attacks get extra damage in the form of critical damage, even though critical damage attacks can defeat any high armor, even great armor. Templar Knight health can increase health up to at 150 HP. Templar Knights have a chance to cheat death every time they take mortal damage. They regain a portion of health by 40%. Top number 4 Dark Knight. These elite knights accepted the stain of corruption in exchange for great power. Fighting in pairs, their well-equipped shields make them nearly invulnerable to physical damage.
Ours is the sky will turn dark.
Ability. The Dark Knight has the opportunity to execute his enemies every time they attack.
I love the smell of you. Ours is the sky will turn dark. I am eternal.
Let's make some maps.
Our rage is eternal. Dead is but the beginning.
This might sting.
I am.
Dark Knights reflect damage for every melee attack they receive. Dark Knights protect themselves, blocking attacks * without taking damage. Cooldown, 15 seconds. When in protection mode, the Dark Knight cannot attack, but the Dark Knight can injure the enemy with the heavy armor he has so that he gives damage to the enemy who attacks him for 45 counter-attack damage to the opponent. Top number 3 Forest Keepers. Forest Keepers, they control the forces of nature to help protect the region. Ability. Forest Keepers spear attacks use additional extra damage of 160 equipped with true damage attacks so that even high armor can be damaged without hindrance. Circle of Life. After the skill is activated, allies and surrounding Forest Keepers will receive a quick increase in blood for 4 seconds. Forest Keeper can cover areas covered with thorny plants, slowing them down and dealing damage to enemies. Top number 2 Bladesinger Hall. Bladesinger Hall that makes fighting an art form, where perfection is just the beginning. By combining good defense, good damage, and agility, you get Bladesingers. Their fighting methods result in impressive and highly lethal attacks, allowing them to quickly defeat many lesser and elite foes alike. Edge mastery almost doubles their DPS, and perfect parry allows them to survive longer against constant attacks. Lastly, there is Blade Dance, which is of course one of the best special unit attacks when facing groups of armored enemies because of its fast attacks and true damage. Ability. Provides a chance to become invulnerable for 2 seconds while dealing 36 true damage in a small area when attacked. While parrying, the Bladesinger will not attack, change targets or use Blade Dance. Increases Bladesinger attack damage by 5 and attack speed by 20%. When dancing mode, the Bladesinger uses true damage for each attack, so even high armor can damage the Bladesinger. Top number 1 Holy Knight, the best paladin. Trains paladins, an order of holy warriors. They are paragons of divine protection and heavenly defense. Paladins are the epitome of resilience. Their physical armor can be upgraded to high, so that enemy physical attacks do less damage to them. Their ability, Healing Light, allows them to restore their health when injured, and their Holy Strike is especially effective when taking out groups of weaker enemies, such as skeletons. Paladins can even fight bosses for a long time, due to their high armor and healing abilities. ability. Paladins can heal themselves every 10 seconds. The healing does not remove debuffs, such as Worat and Rotram disease. Increases Paladin protection from medium armor to high armor. Holy attack. This attack produces an area damage. According to the top 1 rank achieved by the Holy Knight, which has area damage attacks equipped with true damage, has high armor, can heal itself during battle.